I just keep thinking about how naive I was that opening day, thinking, it seems like this is gonna go great, and I can't wait for my life to turn back to normal. And that just never happened. It just, a new normal is achieved, and every bit of it's been extraordinary.
What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
The word groundbreaking gets thrown around a lot, but Hamilton is truly groundbreaking. I mean, what you have done, Lin, and I think back to someone like Jonathan Larson, who you also looked up to, the late, great Jonathan Larson. Your show has welcomed people from all walks of life into this theater and into theaters around the world.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you brought up Jonathan Larson in the question, because for me, it's a proof of his thesis. I remember, even in high school, but particularly when I was researching Tick, Tick, Boom, how he was always kind of on the soapbox of musical theater should be in conversation with the world. Why do we think musical theater has to sound like this when it has always sort of absorbed the influences of the outside world, the musical influences and otherwise, and been in conversation with the world? People used to go to the theater to hear their favorite songs. And with Rent, that was a big part of bringing that back, of having, it was the first truly contemporary musical I ever saw. And so every time I'm writing a score, I'm just trying to have that score be in conversation with what people listen to now and the music I love. So for me, the success of this and everything I write is just, I'm just sort of carrying that banner that he really created.
History has its eyes on.
How has Hamilton changed you?
Oh, wow. It pushed me to be a better writer before we ever even got to this point. And then the years since have been, I mean, my life has totally changed. I'm staring at a Madame Tussauds wax doll of me while I'm trying to talk to you. And every day is a different reminder, whether it is people named Eliza or Angelica or dogs named Lin-Manuel Miranda. Every day the world sends me a reminder of how this work has impacted them, and that means a lot.
How did we know that this plan would work? We had a spy on the inside, that's right.
I was on your Instagram, and you were posting memories from 10 years ago.
Yeah, opening night.
And I was so moved to see two notes from two titans of the musical stage, the late, great Hal Prince, the late, great Stephen Sondheim, giving you their stamp of approval.
Yeah.
What did that do for a young Lin?
Oh, they were both so generous with me. Steve in particular, who I was lucky enough to work with on West Side Story. And he was always a sounding board, when I was working on the show, and when I was also sort of dealing with the after effects of the show and the success of the show. And he was always someone I could kind of turn to commiserate with. I will never forget, it was when his second book came out, Look, I Made a Hat, that he wrote a section in the book about Hamilton, about rap and its uses, and that Lin-Manuel Miranda is working on this Hamilton piece. And he hardly ever talked about sort of younger writers, but the fact that he was generous enough to do that and just was such a champion of this work from the moment I told him about it meant the world. And you know, he and Hal are of the generation of the opening night telegram.
Yeah.
And so to get those opening night telegrams from them was very special.
Unimportant, there's a million things I haven't done. Just you wait, just you wait.
When you think about the 10 years that have gone by, what has been the highlight?
I remember the first time one of my favorite MCs that was like an inspiration for the writing of the show, when Busta Rhymes sat in the front row of the Public Theater. And I remember thinking, if he doesn't like it, pack it up, take it home. And I remember when we got to the Public one day and there was security everywhere, and the First Lady, Michelle Obama, had come to the show, and I was like, has anyone ever from the White House ever come to see a show off Broadway? That felt like a really big deal.
And in the face of ignorance and resistance, I wrote financial systems into existence. When my prayers to God were met with indifference, I picked up a pen, I wrote my own deliverance.
What do the next 10 years look like for Hamilton?
I think that I really wanted to lean into celebrating this year as much as possible. I wanted to give my gratitude to all of the people for whom this is such a present part of their lives. I know what it means to have a musical be a part of who you are. I am made up of so many of the musicals I love, so I'm grateful that it's been received in that way. And then I think the next 10 years, at some point down the line, it starts to go to schools, and it starts to become your kid's school play. And that's, I fell in love with theater, not by seeing a lot of theater, but by doing theater. I was so lucky to go to a high school where the arts were appreciated and where we had incredible students mounting shows. It's where I learned everything. And I think I'm always subconsciously trying to write the best school musical possible. So that becomes the next chapter in Hamilton's journey.
Will they tell your story? Who tells your story?
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more premiere theater coverage and exclusive interviews, click the subscribe button. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you there.